Hello, my name is Miranda H.P.
And I'm Connor Calloway.
And we are the Bountiful Bards,
Please join us in our first ever recorded D&D campaign,
the Fountains of Cathaidra.
Alright, hopefully it's working now. Go ahead, Miranda, let's give you a mic check. I can edit out later.
Click the switch, turn it on, and you'll be able to break out into song.
I don't need to break out into song.
You do it all the time. What are you talking about?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 11 of our podcast, The Fountains of Cathaidra. Now, Miranda and I have recently purchased a home and will be moving towards the end of this month, but we hope to stay on track with all of our episodes. We just won't be able to record again until we move, because we have to pack up all our gear and get it into the new house. Are you excited about the move, Miranda?
I am. I'm ready for it to be over with.
Wonderful. Same here. It's very exhausting.
I don't like waiting.
Yes, me neither. We'll hurry up and wait the part. It's where we have to close. So anyways, I hope you enjoy this episode. So, Leah, you wake up on the following morning, which is going to be the first 8th of rainfall. Your brother has not made it till the inn yet. Your uncle came back from the precinct and said they will release him in the morning. He is being taken care of with the utmost hospitality, and there may have been a few threats from your uncle. He doesn't really say, but you kind of get the feeling that your brother's going to be taken care of. So when you wake up the next morning, you come downstairs. Your uncle's already prepared both you and your brother a dish as he comes flouncing through the front of the inn, and he has a tattoo on both sides of his face as he comes through. Prison was rough.
Apparently.
Yeah. I made some friends. Had to beat up a few people.
I'm gonna lick my thumb and rub it on the tattoos.
Oh yeah, it comes right off. It's fake. Stop
absolutely.
it. Quit. Why can't you just let me have this? Have a cool backstory.
You should probably use waterproof ink at least.
Nah. No, your uncle comes in and goes, "Boy, what is on your face? Go clean it up and come eat." He's like, "Sure thing." So I heard you found the guy that did the actual murdering?
Yeah, and a cat. This is Kate.
Meow. He looks down as Kate rubs up against his leg. He's like, "Goodness, where'd she come
Kate
from?"
To thank for your freedom. Thank you.
Thank you, Kate. Meow. All right. Well, I appreciate you getting me out. It's kind of embarrassing. I hope it doesn't go on my permanent record. It may. Oh well.
Well, you didn't do it, so...
Well, that's true, but, the Lance, whenever they bring anybody in, they always look over everything, and they do full investigations and all that other fun stuff. Very private organization, I guess? I don't know.
I would suspect if they never let anyone in who happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time and inadvertently did nothing whatsoever, there'd be a lot more people in trouble.
I don't know anything about all that. I'm going to go wash up.
Okay, you do that. And just remember when old Jessam sneezed and the cart next to him fell, and it wasn't his fault. His sneeze did not cause it. It just, was a thing that happened.
He goes upstairs to go get washed up. Your uncle comes over to you and goes, "Well, now that that excitement's over, are you ready for tonight? You and your band's got to earn your mark, and I can't just give it out for free. You have to actually earn it with the crowd that's supposed to be showing up."
I don't get things like that for free.
I understand. I just want to make sure you're ready is all.
Always. I was born ready.
That's the spirit. Do you want some more coffee?
Yes.
All right, and he gives you some more. Leah, is there anything you would like to do before this evening and before your bandmates come down to sit together and decide what it is you're going to do?
Well, she probably wants to wash up because I suspect that,
Well, I figured you already did that before coming down.
Just getting ready, and because it's the morning, so she's having coffee. Maybe she's just gonna go over her scales. Boring, generic musician stuff.
Okay. Just playing downstairs in your uncle's lobby?
Mm-hmm. Kind of getting everything warmed up,
Towards the afternoon, the members of the Waking Spine start stumbling down the stairs. It seems to be their MO to always get up after the sun hits the halfway point in the sky. Kelba, who is the halfling drummer, as you remember, is like, "Hey! See, your brother got out. You busted him out."
I proved he didn't do it and caught the actual one, but absolutely, it does sound a lot more street cred if you put it that way.
Sure. I just want to keep it in mind in case I'm ever in the joint. You'll go figure it out and get me out of there. You promise?
Sure, why not?
Wonderful. Anyways, we're going to be playing tonight. Let's see here.
Nice of you guys to wake up.
Brizu, Markham, come on over here. Skella, let's go. And the other bandmates, they all pull up a chair around you as they all have grabbed probably goblets of water from your uncle, because they probably need it. They might be a little hungover. Yeah, they celebrated because your brother was going to be free. You know, these individuals seem like the type that every time they get a chance to drink, they will.
Yes. We're celebrating the sun came up.
Right, and that's probably why they want to get themselves a patron, so that they can drink whenever they feel like.
Reasonable.
All right. So Kelba goes, all right, so what's the plan tonight? What are we doing? What kind of songs do you know?
Try me.
Try you? Okay. Do you know this one? And goes and pulls out their drum set that they brought down with them. They always carry it seems like in a big satchel that they carry over their back. They start propping up all their different percussion instruments and plays out a certain riff. And roll me a...
Ting, 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 ting.
Roll me a performance check to see if you can remember what beat or rhythm that Kelba is trying to perform.
16.
Wow, 16? Oh, yes, definitely. You do recognize the song. It's one that your father has taught you. It's one of the simpler songs.
It's called Needs More Cowbell.
Needs More Cowbell? No. Instantly brings out your lute and you start playing and immediately match beat, impressing the rest of the crew that's sitting there, including Skella, who starts to sing out. And then finally Brizu and Markham both jump in and y'all just start playing the song together. Let me do some rolls myself. Yeah, so both of them also rolled high, and you certainly all are starting to synergize and get together. Synergize is the right word?
Yeah, I would say so.
All right. Is there anything else you want to do, or you're just going to keep practicing on the band until you get to the evening?
Well, you probably wouldn't practice the whole time. You'd probably do, you go through either the set that you're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because it'd be good to know what you're doing. So you're not just, winging it. Not that I can't wing it. Because I will absolutely wing it if I need to wing it.
I understand.
To make sure everybody's on the same page or stanza, so to speak.
So to speak. So.
A needle pulling thread.
Indeed. The night comes. People start to come in. Word has gotten out that your uncle is going to have contestants for the Mart, trying for their last mark before they go on to the Concerto Crescendo happening next week.
Concerto?
What did I say?
Concerto.
Is it concerto?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
In Italian, It's got that kind of...
Yes. I am uncultured. I apologize. Anyways, so this is how this is going to work. You have to make performance checks. You get 5 tries, and you have to make 3 successful throws, increasing in difficulty each time. For each one, you see what you can come up with to try and give yourself advantage for each roll, or disadvantage. Does that sound fun?
I don't know if fun is the right word as opposed to stressful, because she's supposed to be this amazing bard and she's out there just rolls nat ones the whole time.
Well, my wife, you're an amazing bard, so I think you should do well. What? Impress me, the DM.
Come on, dice.
The crowd starts coming in. 1s and 2s at first, and then 5s and 10s, and becomes, before you know it, a full crowd. Several of the employees that work with your uncle have also come in a little bit early to help prepare food and drink. The coin's definitely flowing along with the spirits as everybody's having a good time. There's a few people that go up on the stage before your crew does. You have a violinist that goes up there, and then you also have a harpist that goes up there, and then a man that goes up there and reads poetry that everybody in the crowd doesn't really seem to care about, except for your brother, who's sitting really close to the stage and listening intently to whatever the individual up on the stage is saying. The time gets to around midnight, not midnight, but about 9 or 10 o'clock, and your uncle comes up to you and the rest of the crew and goes, "All right, it seems to be about that time. Are you and yours ready for this?"
Ready as I'll ever be.
Yeah, we're ready. We got this. And then Koba looks down, and your uncle has taken both the drumsticks out of their hands without them knowing, and they were still drumming in the air. You wait till you get on stage for that. Now, I'm going to go introduce you if you want to go get set up. You look a little excited. Let's go. So you go and you get up on stage. You all set your places. Skella gets wherever they need to be for singing their vocals. You to the left, of course, with your lute. Kelba's definitely in the back, where the drummer always goes, but can be seen by everybody because they're always the center of attention. And then your uncle comes up and goes, Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome. I present to you Waking the Spine. They are here in order to try and obtain, and he flips a gold coin up in the air that he catches with his other hand, their mark of management, the final one they need, as he thrums it through his fingers and holds it up to see for the entire crowd to see, to make it into the final concert next week. As you all know, I'm quite the shrewd judge, so you're going to have to all impress me. Flips it up again, and then goes to catch it, and it's gone in his other hand. You swore he caught it, but it's no longer in his other hand. He goes, and just so everybody else is aware, my goddaughter will be performing tonight as well, but that's not going to pull any favor. And you hear somebody in the back go, boo! He goes, hey, easy, easy. And of course it was Jimothy that yelled boo in the back.
Well, shit.
So, let's see what they have to perform. So, definitely has to start with a cowbell.
Well, I'm just saying that's what all drummers do universally. As soon as they're like, this is so, they grab their sticks and they go, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then they start. They always do. It's
all
universal.
Right. So you start performing. So is the band going to be starting with more of a fast-paced song?
Yeah, you'd want to get the crowd kind of amped up.
Right, all right.
So you really want to, like, show off your fingering.
Indeed. So Kelva will start off with the drum beginning with a drum solo, just going into the rhythms. Let's see, let's roll a performance check for Kelva, since I'll be rolling all those. A natural 20.
Hell yeah.
Yes. All right. So she is definitely amped up as she is going into her rhythms, and the entire crowd.
She or they?
She.
Okay.
No, Brizu is gender neutral.
Okay, I wasn't sure. You kept
Genasi.
saying they, so I wanted.
No,
to
I was saying they with Skella. It could be interchangeable.
Okay.
With me, that's just me talking. It could be interchangeable.
Okay. Oh, good. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, not a problem. I have their names up right here, so I'm being respectful of that. But Kelva definitely goes into the drum solo, followed by Markham, who's going to be coming in with the violinist, and then who messes up on one little note as they get into it, but the crowd doesn't seem to mind as the drums definitely overshadow that. And then, of course, the lutist comes in, followed by the flutist, and then Skella just begins singing this very high-paced, foot-moving song that definitely wants to get people up and dancing in the middle of the floor. Now you have a set of 3 songs. Go ahead. No, it's not. So we're playing a version of AC/DC in here.
Yes,
Okay, absolutely. All right, go ahead and roll me your first performance check.
Your grandkids are gonna love it. A 7.
A 7? Well, the DC was actually 5. It's an easy DC to start with, but it's going to get harder for the next one. So yes, you pass as your band builds together and gets through the very first song with ease, and the crowd seems to love it. Now, it's time for the second part. What did your band do?
So we have 3 songs.
Mm-hmm. You already sang 1.
So let's change gears to show them that we're universal and do more of like the Lady of Shalott, sort of telling a tale, a little softer.
What kind of tale?
Well, whatever this world's version of the Lady of Shalott would be, maybe.
Okay, all right. So just ease it down a little bit. The mirrors are all turned to where the lights would dim, less reflective, because you have the mirrors along the wall that I believe your uncle can control from back behind the bar. And yes, so I would definitely say as a lutist, you would begin.
Yeah, because I think what would make it really cool is if it's basically a pseudo duet between me and the violinist. So like a 2-part invention where the violinist is playing the higher register because it's a violin, and and then you have the lute come in afterwards to follow. So a 2-part invention is where in piano it's where both hands are playing the same thing, but the right hand starts and then the left hand follows with the same one, and then it slightly deviates, but basically, so it creates this really complex layered thing. Right,
so you're going from like one plays a certain part, then the other one plays the other, and then you harmonize at a certain part and then continue that. Is that what you're trying to...
More or less. I'll play you a 2-part invention one day, and then you'll understand what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. I've listened to you play before. We can't bring the piano in here. You probably would all be hearing the piano right now. Maybe in the new place.
No. See, look, this is what I'm talking about.
I understand completely. All right, let me go ahead and roll me a performance check again. This time with advantage because of the way you described it.
Okay, so that would be a 14.
A 14? A 14 will pass this time. Good, no failures so far. So you have 2 successes. Oh, don't make that face. It's just your band's future here, your temporary band.
Well, no, what I'm channeling right now is a feeling of what it was like to perform as a pianist competitively.
Oh goodness, I can
and you're
imagine.
just like, I'm fine. And then you go on stage and you're just like, yeah. Especially when the person in front of you played this really complicated tarantella and you're just like, I play good too.
All right. Well, it's time for the final roll, the final song, to see if your team is able to earn their mark, or will they falter. Let's see. What kind of song are we playing for the third round? Did your team come up? You started with, something that got everybody moving. Then you sombered them back down with a slower melody of one form or another. Now, what are you going to do next? Are you going to continue with another slow-paced song? Or are we going to get everybody's spirits back up? What do you plan on doing?
We're going to play a very popular bar song. So one that is just everybody's favorite to sing at the top of their lungs. They're having a great time. We're just basically trying to create that vibe. And it's one that when the first chords start, everyone starts to get excited because they know what the song is. And then it kicks in and everybody sings the chorus.
Right. Now, are you afraid by any chance that the fact that this might be what everybody's trying to do and maybe a bit overplayed?
No, because we're first. Everybody else after us is going to seem like they're copying us.
Okay, that's a great mentality to have. I just wanted to see if there was any doubt there.
Nope.
Well, all right.
Everybody loves these songs.
Well, tell me how this song starts then. Who starts it? Is it fiddled? Is it from the lute? Is
Nope.
it the flute?
Nope, it's the kick drum.
Got you. Okay, followed by what?
The lute.
All right. So, kick drum, just a constant beat, marching horses. Over. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Followed by the lute as you come in.
Then you hear, hey! And then the lute starts.
Right.
And then the vocalist comes
Right.
in. And as it builds into the chorus, that's when everybody else joins.
Right. Okay, and everybody's starting to get excited a little bit.
Well, yeah, because the kick drum is meant to get people stamping their
Right,
feet,
of course.
and clapping,
Yes, banging their cups up and down. By the way, you're cheating. By the way, not necessarily, but Jimothy is definitely in the back playing his part that he is supposed to. Nobody's really picked up that that's your brother on stage, or that's your brother that's out there in the crowd. So, as everybody is starting to get reared up, I want you to roll a performance check. It may be your final roll, or it may be your first failure. Let's see.
Where did it go? I have lost my dice.
Oh no, Miranda! This is a moment of great importance.
And it vanished. No, it was the other
Oh wow!
one. It literally
She rolled it, and it rolled into her open dice bag that I'm holding in my hand right now. It's in here, so you have to roll again. Unfortunately.
Okay.
That was awesome. It rolled right into the bag and disappeared. All right, go ahead, roll again.
Do I get advantage because of
No,
Jimothy?
not this time.
9?
A 9. Ooh. What happens? You've missed 2 notes. I know. Awful. But you could recover the song. You have 2 more rolls.
Okay.
What can you do as a bard to give yourself advantage or any type of boost in order to overcome?
Inspiration?
Can you give yourself inspiration, or is that for everybody else? Read what it
No.
says.
Oh, a creature other than yourself.
Right. So you can inspire maybe another member of your party.
The singer, obviously.
All right. How do you do it? But you have to be sneaky about it.
Well, when guitarists, they start clapping over their guitar.
Oh, okay. Trying to
get the
distract
crowd
from it.
worked up.
All right. So you're clapping along to the beat, and then then
turn around and when normally it's when 2 guitarists are facing each other and they're doing it, but right now because it's the vocalist and stuff, I'm facing the vocalist, and that way we're getting into it, kind of thing.
Okay.
We're jamming off each other.
Not a problem. All right. So I will roll this time, and I'm going to add, what is your inspiration? Is it a D6 or a D4 right now?
1d6.
1d6. Okay, let's see what happens. It seems to work. Originally, you and Skella did not seem to harmonize with each other when you first met. Of course, you may be taking their light away from them. They're supposed to be the head of the group, the vocalist, and then they were also supposed to be the lutist. You took that job, and obviously you can sing. So before this was even started, there was some tension building between the two of you. Just happens. It's part of it. But during this song, it snaps. The two of you just seem to sync up. And the music just goes from a 10 to a 20 as everybody realizes this. and can see how much more you're putting literally into this song. Kelba notices it as well and is just really jamming into it, just giving it their all. Sweating poured down their faces. The violinist is also, you can imagine that even the dwarf's violin may have a little smoke coming from it as fast as they're playing. The devil themselves couldn't play that fast. And at the end, the entire crowd just erupts into a roar as you and the rest of your party just come to a stop as the song ends, panting, tired, exhausted. You definitely gave everything you could to it. Your uncle comes up, waving at everybody, and as he does so, you hear everybody yelling, "Mark, Mark, Mark, Mark," as they're beating their cups up and down on top of the tables. And he says, "Easy, easy. I know what you want, but do they really deserve it?" And then there's just a shout as the crowd looks like they're about to go into full-on riot mode. Somebody's even grabbing your brother and pulling him back down off the table as he starts to climb up on top of it. And he goes, "Yeah, I thought so too." And he turns around and he flips the coin up in the air, and Kelba jumps on the drums, then up on the dwarfs, then jumps up in the air and grabs it and lands on the ground and opens up their vest and pins it inside with the rest of the marks that they have.
I'm picturing it like the fist up in the air, like other arm out, vest, like with the accompanying members around it. So it's like a CD album, just like that. Ah.
Oh yeah, definitely. So yeah, the crowd roars. You and your band actually all pull together and they all embrace one another. I don't know if Leah's a hugger, but she definitely gets snatched in by the dwarf. It's kind of hard to fight a dwarf that wants a hug.
Yeah.
And you all are very excited to know that you have earned your mark and your place in next week's crescendo.
Hell yeah.
Did you have fun? Was that fun?
Scary.
Oh, it was scary. Did you feel bardy?
I felt stressed is what I felt.
All right.
I was like, do I remember the music? Okay, I have to remember because we're not allowed to bring sheet music up there. Okay. After
everybody starts piling out and everything, your uncle is providing, ale or beer or wine, whatever you prefer to drink to the table for y'all to enjoy as you and your band is all sitting together. I'm sorry? Liquor? He's like, don't tell your mother that I'm giving this to you.
Uh-huh.
But here you go.
Cool.
All right. Everybody sitting around.
I'm sure Leah's fine, but Miranda's having flashbacks to a very young age of doing these kind of concerts.
Oh, goodness. As you're all sitting around, Breeze is like, that was quite a performance. Very good, Leah. Glad that you were able to pull through for us. I'm glad that we found you. It's very, what's the word you use? Serendipitous that you heard young Skella here scream. And Skella replies, looking at their bandaged hand, going, "Oh, definitely. And I may be healed up by next week, but I think you should stick with us until the end. I want you to come up on the stage with us for the crescendo. Are you okay with that, or can you hang around town long enough to do that?"
I would be delighted to.
All right, wonderful. I'm glad to have you. I know you can't stay with us for long, but I don't know, just felt like, we started really connecting up there, so.
I agree.
Markham goes, "Oh yeah, definitely. I haven't played like that since I was a young boy, and my grandfather was teaching me how to play." And Kelba goes, "Your grandfather taught you how to play?" "Sure did. We were able to get all the sheep to come to us whenever we started playing out in the fields, and it just started from there. You get a lot of practice time when you're herding sheep." "Huh? I can see that."
Yep, similar thing with me and mules.
You and mules? Kelba turns to you. "Yeah, so where did you learn?"
From my dad, mostly.
Your dad?
Mm-hmm.
Who's your dad?
My dad. He's not anybody famous.
What's his name?
What? He's dad. I forget. Tim. So he's Timothy.
Timothy Wicker?
Yep.
He used to be a hymnist around here?
Mm-hmm.
I think I've heard him play before when I was a kid.
It's ridiculous. He's way too talented. It's not even fair.
Where's he at now?
He's back home.
Oh, okay. Where's that at? Are you from the city?
No, we're not. We're from Dewdrop.
Oh, I've heard of that village. There's a great drink that comes from there.
Absolutely.
It's one of my favorites. Awesome.
I've been sneaking it since I was a kid.
Oh, okay. Well,
I think everybody does. The adults just pretend they didn't.
I can believe that. Is there anything else you'd want to do tonight before you end your evening?
No, I mean, I think Leah's pretty wound up, so it's one of those, like, I need everybody go away.
Oh, no, I completely understand. Well, that being fine, your brother comes over. Jimothy's like, That was awesome. Y'all were so amazing.
I knew you liked that song.
Of course, I love every song you play.
Aw, shucks.
Oh, and the rest of the table goes, "Aw."
That's not what he used to say to me. You suck up.
All right, well, we will end the night. And if you had anything to do in between now and the crescendo, we can. Or we can go straight to there on the next stage. Just all depends on what you want to do.
I suspect that she'll want to, check on her lute strings and all that. I don't know when the last time she had them strung, just to make sure that...
Of course. You can do all that during the week. That's
all
not
that good
at all.
stuff.
Okay. All right, well, we can just skip ahead to the day of the final show. Hopefully your band is able to get their patronage. These roles are going to be a lot more difficult, so I hope you're ready.
Okay.
So, over the next week, I'm sure you and Jimothy make your rounds about town, get some food, check out other artists that are performing, play together with your band, and all the like. Eventually, the second eighth of rainfall comes along, and that morning you wake up knowing that that evening you will be performing in the large theater before probably the entire city to help Waking the Spine earn the right of patronage. So, Lee, what do you do this morning to prepare?
Nervous eating.
Nervous eating? What does a nervous eating Leah look like? Pastries? There's some donut vendors that are along the street you can go and find, I'm sure.
Apple turnovers.
Yes,
bear
apple
claws.
turnovers. Bear claws. I was about to say bear claws. What else?
Big ass thing of sausages.
That sounds good. Just sausages on a stick?
Yes. And
Covered in batter and deep fried?
No, just sausages
Jimothy
on a
gets
stick.
some of those then.
Naturally. And then potatoes. Like the ones, where they make them into spirals.
Oh, yeah, I know which ones you're talking about. So, when you get back, Kelvin runs up to you and goes, Leah, I think we have a problem.
What's that?
Skella. And turns to look, and you look over, and Skella's standing there and waves at you, and then tries to speak and say something, but yeah.
You lost your voice.
Practicing last night, Kelba goes, yeah, it's vocal straining. Skella's hand's fine to play, but they're not going to be able to sing tonight. Are you a singer? Can you sing?
Yeah.
Do you know any good songs?
Many.
Okay. All right. Okay, well, what song do you think we should play?
Well, there is this song that made my mother fall in love with my father.
A glass drops back behind the bar as your uncle looks up and over at you while you're talking.
No, it's called A Road Best Left Broken.
Whoa! Are you... Now, easy? Are you sure you want to play that one?
Well, we are trying to be impressive, aren't we?
That's a bit too impressive, if you ask me.
No such thing. Look, if Dad could do it, I can do it.
And the other band members all look around, looking a little concerned. And your brother goes, what's the big deal? What's the big deal? What's the big deal? Road Best Left Broken is probably one of the hardest songs that was ever made by Ildiris. The entire amphitheater is dedicated to them, after all. They're the first hymnist of this city, of the whole entire faith. And so you think you can play it?
I mean, yeah. I play his stuff at home all the time.
Just nonchalantly.
Yeah.
Skella gives you a very searching look. And brings out their lute and begins strumming the beginning chords for the song to show that they too know the song and can perform the lute for you. It's very intense, complex, yet sounds very simple to the untrained ear. And the nods at you, believing that this could be the song that may win the gold.
And when you get in a whole orchestra and a whole choir involved, whew.
There's not going to be any orchestra or choir.
Oh,
it's just you and Waking the Spine.
Waking the Spine, here to sing you a hymn.
Right. Kelbo goes, okay, I think I'm going to break my drinking rule. I'm going to drink a little before we play tonight to help the old nerves.
Yeah, for this one, you might want to.
And then the dwarf speaks up and goes, wait, There's a drinking rule? I've not been following that rule. I have
You're
a few
a
drinks
dwarf.
before every performance.
You're supposed to quaff.
And Brizu, never bothered by anything, just goes, "Oh, she'll be more than fine. We're going to do just right. I can feel it on the wind." Everybody looks over at Brizu. Brizu always seems to be the kind of the little off one.
Zen.
Yes, Zen. We'll call it Zen. So, the night comes. The crowds begin to gather in the amphitheater. This is the largest event that the city has. Everybody who can buy a ticket comes. While you're behind stage of this glorious golden amphitheater, with a cone shape directed towards the audience on stone steps, you can see up above, on the highest platform, 2 chairs. Sitting in the 2 chairs is the anointed lady, Garantina Osh, and next to her, the half-orc, or just the orc arch-cleric, Kabad, as they are both sitting there with plates of food and wine near them, prepared for the ensemble. So you guys will be playing towards the end. The first band goes out, and it seems to be just a cluster of gnomes trying their bet. They all have different string instruments that they play a quartet to try and win favor. And nobody ever knows until the end who gets awarded the
Why
rights.
did I suddenly have it?
No Star Wars Cantina. No, Miranda, no. 2 other bands come through. They all seem to be exceptionally good, just wowing the crowd. And then finally, it's y'all's turn. Now, remember you have 3 rolls that you have to make during the performance to see if you're able to win the right at the end.
Okay, don't make me interrupt with a roll.
You ready to perform?
We're gonna try.
So everyone who's listening, Miranda knew that this was going to be coming, and she asked me if she could perform a song during the crescendo, for which I definitely said, of course, if they passed the first test, which she did. So, here's Miranda's rendition of A Road Best Left Broken. You go out on your stage. The crowd cheers for you as you go. Everybody sets up. Kelba gulps and looks extremely nervous, and this is the first time you've ever seen this gnome look nervous. This song is slow, and they're used to more fast-paced tunes, and they have to make sure every single strike of their drums is perfect. It's the same for the violinist, for the backup hymn, and also the flutist. That's going to be just laying the groundwork and the foundation, because the primary part of this tune is the lute work, which Skella looks up at you, and look back, nods, and begins the strumming.
The world before was cluttered and dark. Machinations ripped the stars from the sky. But lo, in their hubris, they forgot to mark. One day all things will die. Crashing down to the earth is vanity of man, sundering the waves. The earth trembled and wept, and then she fell still. The road was broken always. A light from the heavens descended and gave us a way to rebuild to a world better and brighter, with all the love we can fill. Crashing down to the earth is vanity of man, sundering the waves. The earth trembled and wept, and then she
There you go. That wasn't so bad, was it? Roll me a performance check with advantage.
Okay.
I already rolled 2 others.
It's gonna be validation of all of the, like, I'm not so good. I hate what I sound like. Oh my god, I suck. 24.
Despite your nervousness, despite every now and then you miss a note, maybe go just a little flat, doesn't matter. The instruments are able to fabricate themselves into what you're saying, and it's a very beautiful melody. Now, we shorten the melody for you to perform, but it goes on just quite a little bit longer as you have taken the entirety of the crowd into your words, into your song. You look out as you're singing, and you start to see some people getting a little teary-eyed from just the beautiful melody that your band is putting together. The performance is absolutely remarkable. As you reach the final note, something very odd happens, though, Leah. You finish it. You're at probably the height of your ability, so much so that you've even embraced a portion of your magical essence and mixed it into your words. And you hear in your mind, somewhere, maybe even in your soul, a voice whispering to you, Leah. And then it's gone. And you're the only one that heard it. The crowd erupts into a roar of applause. They're ecstatic with your performance. Very few people will take a song such as that, with the complexity of the notes that have to be made, and perform it on this stage. Was it just as good as when the original bard performed it? Who knows? No one alive knows. But just for a moment, everybody was taken aback to the height of the music. You look up. Everybody's quiet as both the anointed lady and the archcleric stand up. They both look at each other. They give each other a very affirmative nod, and then both hold a thumbs up towards you and your bandmates as the cheers erupt again. That's a good roll. How do you feel?
So, any chance of that liquor over here?
We have no liquor in our house, no. Is that what you're asking?
We can fix that.
No.
We have the technology.
Good job. Thank you for listening. Please leave a review anywhere you found us. You can reach out to us on Twitter at Bountiful Bards. We hope to see you again on the civilized road.
And bring bread and cheese.
As the story goes, until then.